Good evening, welcome. It is nice to be here. I'm delighted to be involved with the USS Midway. I probably should tell you a little bit about myself since we've just met. I am 61 years old. I've made some middle-age discoveries. I've lost quite a bit of hair. Can you see this? Anybody know the medical term for this? It's hair peninsula. Anybody from Florida? This make you homesick? This little vein running down there like Interstate 95. You know what my greatest middle-aged fear in life is? Going to break off and just be a little hair island. Little skin isthmus. I have to take my brush, make a little bridge out to it. Windy days be a drawbridge. 61 years old. I just had my annual physical. My doctor says I'm fine. However, he has put me on something called a high-fiber diet. Are you familiar with the high-fiber diet? Which is fine. However, back home in Eugene, Oregon, I have a low-flow toilet. Are you feeling me, middle-agers? Every morning it's a gamble. It's like playing potty poker. Down there on my hands and knees praying for a straight flush. Come on. Daddy needs low LDLs. Come on. The interesting thing about that joke is everybody over 50 gets it. Everybody under 50 stares at me like Kim Kardashian at the New York Times crossword puzzle. I've lived in San Diego off and on for 11 years. I got my start in comedy at the Comedy Store on Pearl. Yep, April Fool's Day, 1984. Yep, way back when. My day job at the time, I was a drug dealer. Yes, kind of unusual. I had a sort of a niche. I would not smuggle the drugs across the border in my car. What I would do is I would flush them down the toilet in Tijuana, pick them up low tide in Ocean Beach. So, that's how you know I lived in San Diego for quite some time. Frank Hudson, by the way, he's not the treasurer, is he? The reason I ask is he's on Crystal Cruise Lines. Crystal Cruise Lines. That is the top of the line cruise line. $5,000 to $7,500 per person per week. All inclusive, all suites. It is, and he's on a world cruise. It's like 115 days. Do you know this about cruising? Because I work a lot on Holland America doing cruises. The longer the cruise, the older the passenger. Did you know that? The longer the cruise, the older the passenger. So 115 days, we're talking old people and their parents. Every night, same thing for dessert, oxygen. There's a handrail on the water slide. It's really sad. I did a show, a 10-day run on Holland America on the World Cruise, 800-seat theater, packed. Called my wife from the port and I said, honey, there was so much white hair in that theater, it looked like a Q-tip convention. Darling folks. Little old lady comes up after my show. This happens all the time on the cruise ship. She goes, do you want to hear our favorite joke at the senior center? Inside my head, I'm thinking, yeah, Grandma, I live for this. I go, yes, absolutely. She goes, well, there's a little old lady standing at the front of the room at the senior center with her fists balled up like this. Said to the gentlemen who are gathered, if any of you boys can guess what's in my hand, I'll spend the night with you. After about 30 seconds, an old guy in the back yells out, it's an elephant. She goes, close enough.